By the time I'm done, you're going to understand this principle. Pain and adversity causes some men and women to break. It causes others to break records. You were not born a winner or a loser. You were born a chooser. Therefore, you can choose to win. So I don't care if you like I was. I'm telling you, my life was a mess. Hello, somebody. Matter of fact, there's some parts of my life that's still a mess. Hello. Okay. Somebody said confession is good for the soul. Okay. If you don't believe me, if you think I'm lying, just trying to sound nice and humble, ask my wife.
That poor thing.
Matter of fact, sometimes she'll say, baby, and it's so the way she does it. And by the way, I call her my ABCD, by the way. Would you like to know what ABCD stands for? You got to buy the book. No, just Adorable Brown Caramel Delight. And like I was in my prayer closet the other day and I said, baby, I got another ABCD for you. She said, well, I like the first one. I said, well, you might like the second one too. She said, what's the second one? I said, angelic, blessed chocolate delicacy. We were at the restaurant the other day eating. The guy said, would you like some dessert? I said, no, sir. Bought mine with me. 100% natural. No artificial, nothing. No GMOs, no. You know, the most powerful thing, though, is she's praying for me right now. So y'all are in for it. I'm having a good time, and I'm going to do good just because God answers her prayer. But my life was a mess. Again, 6 years of age, a gang of teenagers come my way. I'm frozen. I'm scared. And the guy hits me in the stomach. Bam, knocks the air out of me. I don't know if you ever had the air knocked out of you before, but it's like, you're trying to breathe. Right? Anybody ever had the air knocked out of you before? Yeah. So I'm a 6-year-old boy. They're teenagers. They start beating all over me. Now, it would have taken like one teenager to beat one 6-year-old boy, right?
Come on now, come on.
And they start beating all over me, and literally, seriously, that one guy grabs me, takes me up, and slams me on the ground. Must have been watching some WWE thing or something like that. And again, then they start stomping on me like I'm an ant, like I'm a roach. They start kicking all over me. And by the time, Lori, I was bleeding from everywhere you can bleed. Again, I'm a 6-year-old boy, this is a gang of teenagers. I'm bleeding from everywhere you can bleed. I'm crying out for help and nobody's stopping, nobody's helping. You would think that would be enough. That wasn't enough. One of the guys flipped me over on my back. Took a bucket of tar, poured it on my face, poured it on my body. They took a bunch of feathers, they threw them on me and left me out in the middle of the field. Thank God somebody finally found me, rushed me to the hospital, and got me taken care of. I've been through verbal abuse, physical abuse, been beat with a choker chain for a dog. Come on. Fiberglass bone arrow set, sexual abuse, tried to commit suicide on 2 occasions, but I'm glad I failed. Some stuff you're supposed to fail at. Come on, somebody. But I'm trying to tell you, my life was a mess. And my mind was a mess, because here's what happens. You start rationalizing all this bad stuff that happened must be especially when you're a child, must be my fault. Something I did wrong. Are y'all with me? Mm-hmm. No hope for me. But I got a breakthrough. Got started in the martial arts. Actually, my mom went a free month of karate lessons, and I went with her. Now, I don't know if you've ever been, but man, they're punching and kicking and chopping and screaming, and I thought, man, this is nice. Now, here's the interesting thing. When I got beaten and tarred and feathered, my little 6-year-old mind, I just remember when I finally came back to after they got me taken care of, I just remember saying, this will never happen to me again. I'm going to learn how to protect myself. My 6-year-old, now I'm going to show you the power of the mind. This is never going to happen to me. I'm going to learn how to protect myself. No, watch this. My life's a total mess. I'm messed up. My mind's messed up. But I make a declaration. And all of a sudden, my mother wins a free month of karate lessons. Well, Brother Tom, I go to that class. They're kicking, chopping. Like I said, it's pretty good. And every class, she got a little bit better, a little better. And then her free month was out. And so they're like, okay, you're done. She's like, oh, no. I'm paying. See, free is good, but when folks are serious about something, they want to invest in it. Oh, and people ask me, they said, do you like sell like your books and things like that? No, I don't sell stuff. I just make stuff available to folks that want to buy it.
That's right.
Hello, somebody. Okay. You know, I'd be ashamed to have this much fun. She started getting better and better every month. She's paying. And every month she's getting better. You know, Les Brown and I were speaking a couple years ago in the UK, and he made a statement that changed my life forever. And at this particular event, he was speaking first and I was speaking afterwards. But he said this, he said, information costs, but it pays for itself 10 times over.
Yes.
In fact, many years ago, before Jim Rohn passed away, we were speaking together, and he made his famous statement. He said, a formal education will make you a living, but personal development will help you make a fortune.
Yes.
So I'm giving you a clue of what helped me to break through from my crazy, messed up situation. So mom was getting better and better and better. One day she gets what I call too good. Now, Gary, you got to ask me out loud. Say, what's too good? Say, what's too good?
What's too good?
Her and her boyfriend got in a fight and she knocked him out.
Oh.
No, wait a minute. When I saw my 5'1" mama knock out a 6'1" brother, I looked at my brother. Matter of fact, I don't know if you've ever seen somebody knocked out, but he's on the ground. He's kind of shaking like everyone's around. I looked at my brother Ron, and Ron looked at Lonnie. We looked at the guy on the ground. We said, man, whatever you do, don't mess with my mama. My mama's bad, man. My mama's bad. And I was sitting there dawned on me. Martial arts could help my 5'1" mom knock out a 6'1" man. This is my ticket. See, watch this. When I make up my mind to do something, God orchestrates circumstances to align themselves in my favor. When I say I can't, my mind stops trying. But when I ask, how can I? My mind keeps searching until it finds a way. There is a way, and I will find it. And if not, by the grace of God, I'll invent it. Come on, somebody. And when I was a 6-year-old boy, when I made up my mind, God says, okay, I'm going to start orchestrating circumstances. Hello, somebody. Oh, somebody says it's a coincidence that your mom won that free mother. Oh, coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous.
Amen.
There's a bunch of lies I believed in. Dumb kid, you'll never amount to be anything. Back in the 60s, a very racial, turbulent situation. And I thought, well, because I'm black, I can never be successful. I'm black and I'm going to be lazy and no good and shiftless and all that kind of stuff. I'm telling you what, it was in my mind. By the way, one day Adele heard a poem that helped set me free. Could I give it to you? Fleecy locks and black complexion cannot forfeit nature's claim. Skin may differ, but affection dwells in black and white the same. Rise so tall as to reach the pole, or to glance at the ocean at a span, I must be measured by my soul. The mind is the standard of a man. And all of a sudden it dawned on me, it's not the color of my skin, the texture of my hair, the neighborhood I grew up in, but rather it's what I put in here that affects here that's going to determine where I go. So I like to put it this way. What you put in your head that affects your heart determines what comes to your hand. And if you want God to bring more to your hand, by the way, anybody here like me want God to bring more to your hand? Say, that's me.
That's me.
And if you want God to bring more to your hand, you got to put more in your head that affects your heart. And that's why I congratulate you for being here today. That must be a call right there. Oh, somebody trying to buy something? I'm not available right now. Okay. By the way, people used to say, people love to buy, they hate to be sold. No, people love to buy, and they love to be sold when you sell them what they want at the price they want it for.
Right.
Amen.
Okay, I'm going to that was real good right there. So all these lies, I don't know what kind of lies. I just know this, the longer I live, the longer I study, the more materials I read, the more conferences I go to, the more I keep discerning and finding out, Brother Tom, some lies that was embedded in there that I didn't even know were there.
Amen. Amen.
Hey, by the way, you're not unhappy or unsuccessful because of something you don't have. It's only because of what you think you need that keeps you from being happy and unsuccessful. Because there's somebody in the world that doesn't have what you think you need. They don't have it, they're happy, they're successful. But because you locked your mind into thinking, I got to have that. We got to get all these degrees.
I needed that today.
Well, thank you, brother. And I needed to say that to somebody
I
today.
needed
Matter of fact, my prayer was, God, give the folks every day. I pray, oh God, I pray, thank you that you're going to give me more grace and wisdom and the wherewithal to empower those under my jurisdiction and beyond to experience breakthroughs that would please you, that would profit them and cause my family and I to prosper. And I believe that's the result of what he gives me to give to other folks. And I was driving here today, God, please let him get Lord, don't let me get in the way. Flow through me, move through me.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's one of the secrets, by the way. I used to look at all these people, I was like, man, I can never be that sharp. I can never be that good. I can never be that. And one day God said, you don't need to be. I got it all. Just submit to me and let me flow through you. That's good. So the lies. Like that. Well, I'm not educated enough. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm too old. I'm a woman. I'm this. I don't have the right influence. I'm not around. All these lies we end up believing in, and sometimes, like I said, they're embedded. They're so deep inside. Like I talk about here in one of my books, that most of our belief system is developed before we're old enough to even recognize and understand what's going on. So if you came up in a great environment, you got a great belief system. But if not, you're like I am. You got a bunch of those lies that have been embedded. You've been believing the lies, and it's because you live a very limiting lifestyle. You don't even understand that God made you. By the way, God made you to be so powerful. Let me give you something here. You don't mind if I read this to you? You were genetically coded to experience breakthroughs. It's part of your very DNA. Your first breakthrough was when you beat over 40 million sperm cells to get to the womb. You broke through the walls. Yes, you may not have been aware of it, but you came in first place. You are a champion. Your second breakthrough was your actual birth. When the water broke, you broke through the walls, the birth canal. You may not have been aware of it until now, but you are a breakthrough master. Now, the challenge is being given, do what you were designed to do, and that is break through every barrier that tries to hinder you from your success. This is your birthright. This is your destiny. And my book and trainings will give you the step-by-step formula that you need and looking for. Now is the time. Somebody say now. Now is the time to break free from procrastination, from doubt, from low esteem. Matter of fact, I posted on Facebook the other day, low esteem, I'm breaking up with you. I just got connected with God esteem. Yes, I'm never coming back. Come on, somebody. But you don't need self-esteem. You need God esteem. Self-esteem is based on self. And when you're doing good, you feel good. And when you're doing bad, you feel bad. But God esteem, he never changes. Listen, a million sins or a million acts of righteousness will never change how he thinks about me.
Good.
So we just need folks to focus in on God esteem. If you'd have been the only person in the world, they said he still came just for you. That makes you somebody. Special. Y'all heard the little boy say, God made me, I must be special, because God doesn't make any junk.
That's right. Amen on that.
Just because some other folk can't recognize special.
Amen.
I said this, he said, don't allow, his whole message was, don't allow other people's negative opinion of you to become your reality.
That's right.
And I got it afterwards. I said, Les, that was good, but I got something a little better. He said, Doc, what you got? I said, you ready? He said, sure. Don't get me wrong, I ain't taking nothing away from what you said. That's powerful. See, my life was a mess because everybody was telling me my life was a mess. And then I started believing the lies. And then they became a self-fulfilling prophecy. But then when I got connected to the Lord above, the Master, he taught me things like Philippians 4:13, that I could have unlimited success. By the way, somebody put me on the phone the other day and said, I'm putting on the phone with this guy, he's a genius. He's got a 205 IQ. I was like, are you 205? I said, great, but just let him know I got a 320 GQ. Gee, those are great numbers, but GQ, what does that mean? You know, IQ, 205, I can tell me, well, I got a 320 GQ. God quoted. Now unto him, 320 Ephesians, he's able to do exceeding abundantly above all we can ask and think, according to the power that worketh in us. Come on, somebody. The intellect can only take you so far, but with the God's power, come on, somebody. So you can't even imagine. What's the biggest thing you can ask me? Ain't nothing compared to what I can do. Lord, could you take a mess and turn him into a master? Lord said, that's all you need. That's all you need. He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also, watch this, freely give us all things? Fear not, little flock, it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Why would he want to give you a kingdom unless you're a king or queen?
Come on here now. Come on now.
Come on. So I said, yeah, that's good. Don't Don't let other people's negative opinion become your reality. But I got something better. Only allow God's opinion to become your reality, my friend. That's what took me from being a mess to a master when I started walking with the master, my friend. And listen, my friend, I realized he put his hands on me. He put his hands on you. That makes us masterpieces. Why? Because we're a piece of the master. This is so good. I wish somebody on the table. Okay, real quick. So here we go. So we got those lies have been holding us back. What was too? I messed up too many times. Really? Really? Well, guess what? You sound like somebody said, I've been hurt too many times. I got too many cuts and aches. I can't go to the hospital. I've been hurt too bad. The more you've been hurt, the more you need to go. And the more undeserving you feel, the more deserving that puts you in the economy of God.
Come on now.
As he said, because when I use you, everybody say, I know that couldn't be him. It had to be God. Mm-hmm. So it's time to break through the life to unlimited success. If you're ready, let me hear you say breakthrough time.
Breakthrough time.
Come on now, y'all got to talk to me. Breakthrough time.
Breakthrough time.
Yeah! We just broke the limits right off our beliefs, and now we're breaking the unlimited success. Come on, give yourself a hand.
That was good.
I didn't break that board. We broke that board. We just used my head. Mama called me hard-headed. I got married. My wife said, your mom was right. So real quick, here's what you got to learn to do. You got to learn to start talking to yourself. See, if you think you are beaten, you are. And if you think you dare not, you won't. If you'd like to win but think you can, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you will lose, you've already lost. For this powerful truth we find, success begins with a person's will. It's all a state of mind. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger woman or man, but sooner or later, those who win are those who first think and then know that they can. I'm not talking about positive thinking. I'm talking about a BMA, a Bible mental attitude. Whether or not God thinks or whether or not God says I can, he's right. So I got to conform my thinking to his thinking. And when I conform my thinking and my talk to his talk and my thinking, he takes me from being a mess to being a master. He took me, listen, my friend, that same little old boy that got beaten and tarred and feathered. Listen, did I forget to tell you many decades later, I'm one of 110 black belts in the whole entire world out of almost 7.8 billion people. The guy that when I walked into class 5 years ago, they used to call me Mr. Baboon. They make fun of me. And I said, y'all better laugh now because one day I'm going to whoop all y'all. It wasn't the right attitude, but it did come true. And when my grandmaster passed away, he said, Dr. Breakthrough, he said, when I die, he inherits everything. Are y'all listening to me? Yeah. Been voted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame. Who would have ever imagined this mess of a kid beaten and tarred and theft? Who would have ever imagined? The same God used to hear people speak and hear preachers. I'm like, how in the world do they know what to say? Especially if they don't have notes. I can never do that. And as long as I've said that, I never could. Why? Because I was focused on my messiness. When I started walking with the master, come on, somebody. Oh, listen, he started rearranging my mind. He took me from being a mess to being a master. So watch this, my friend. Don't allow yourself to think I'm a mess. Maybe say I'm a master in the making. Come on, say it out loud. I'm a master in the making. See, you might look like a mess to somebody else. But no, he's got his hand on you. You a master in the making. Some folk might be a little more made than you are. That's okay, my friend. You're a master in the making. You say, well, I'm not a mess, I'm mediocre. Okay, that's even worse. Mediocre means you settled. Right. Dogs like bones. And usually people say yes, but no, they don't. They settle for bones. They really like the meat, but they'll settle for bones. And mediocre people are people who have settled. I'm not that bad, I'm not that hot, but I'm just kind of, that's even worse, my friend. Jesus said, you wish you were cold or hot, you're lukewarm, I'm about to spew you out of my mouth. Get on fire or something. Now wait, you say, well, I'm a master that messed up. No, you're a master that's in the remaking.
Amen. All the time.
You had the potters. He said the vessel got messed up. He said, I'm making it again. As long as you're breathing, he's still working on you, my friend. And I'm telling you, it's going to take a mindset. Listen, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You got to stop thinking based on what they said and start thinking based on what he said. You got to stop saying what they say, and you got to start saying what he said. And 83% of self-talk is negative, which means you got to learn to talk to yourself a different way. Right. I got to get ready to close by Muhammad Ali. I'm telling you, he had something so powerful that people don't understand, whether he's a believer or not. I don't know, but I know one thing. The sun rains on the just and the unjust. Yes. Principles are principles that are practiced that produce prosperity. Right. See, here's the problem with y'all. Here's the problem with y'all. Now, I'm saying y'all instead of me because I ain't in there. I was, but I ain't. Because see, when I got started in martial arts, we went to, what's your name, sir?
Steve.
Steve, we went to karate practice. It was called karate what?
Practice.
You know what that meant? We practiced. See, they told us what to do. They showed us what to do. They told us what to do. Then we had to do it. And then we had to keep doing it. And then by the time after we thought we knew it, we had to do it some more. And then they tested us over it. And then we had to teach what they had taught us to somebody else before they would teach us a whole lot more. And then I became a Christian. I went to church and heard somebody talk at me for a while and thought I knew something. That wasn't practice. Started going to conferences, hearing all this great stuff. Ooh, this is great. They ain't practice nothing. Listen to me. So everywhere I learned to go, everything I learned to pull one little main thing out of something, I start practicing. If there's anything that changed my life more than anything else, it's called immediate implementation.
That's good.
If I was here sitting here where you are, I say, okay, if this guy was a mess and he became a master and he's saying this, I can start doing this. I can start doing. Are you with me?
Yeah, I am.
See, we want to judge stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'm for taking notes. That's great. Note takers are money makers. But Dr. Breakthrough says action takers are bigger money makers.
Right.
It's important to take notes, but more importantly, it's important to take action on the notes you took.
Say that again.
That's good stuff.
Yes.
Get the CD. Okay, no, just joking. Can I have 5 of you guys help me real quick? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got to close. I got to stop. So can I have 5 help me real quick? Just
Here up, 5.
Come on up. Just come on up. Just come on up. Hurry, real quick. That's 3.
It's good.
Hurry. Come on, give them a hand. Give them a hand. Well, that's a weekend. Come on. All right. Okay.
I didn't want to be a procrastinator. Pass it on. Put it up until tomorrow. Right.
Anybody? Oh, you need one? Okay, let's give you the big boy. Ready for that one? Okay, so we're gonna close this out. Do not go home and try this, by the way. So, pardon me. In just a minute, I'm gonna have you hold this. Do not put thumbs back there. They have a tendency to get broken. I don't know why, but so you're just gonna hold it tight like this. I'm gonna have you lock your arms. This is locked. This is not locked, right? I was at this one church and the deacon, I said, lock it out. Deacon had it like this. I said, Deacon, lock it out like this. He kept going like that. Deacon, lock it out. He's doing, okay, so I hit the thing and it hit against him. He hit against the wall and it was such force it knocked him out. He fell down. Everybody was clapping. I was like, no, that ain't supposed to happen. I was glad he didn't believe in suing nobody, but anyway, all right. So, but each one of these things represent things we need to break through, my friend. And my materials, and by the way, I developed what's called a 21-day breakthrough challenge, where I've taken 43 years of my best teaching and preaching and thought process on breakthrough, distilled it down painstakingly into 21 3 to 7 minute videos that have been produced and is guaranteed to get you one or more breakthroughs in 21 days or less. But this will illustrate a little bit. So first of all, procrastination. The largest nation of failures are those who procrastinate. Procrastination leads to devastation. Procrastination is assassination of your destination, so you gotta act now. So we're gonna break through that. And then doubt. In my 58 years of living, the greatest thing I've ever learned is this: doubt your doubts. Sometimes I talk out loud. I'm on my way down, I was like, man, I'm not gonna get there in time. I said, I doubt that. I asked the Lord to get me there in time. I doubt that. So doubt your doubts. Unsuccessful people doubt their beliefs and believe their doubts. Successful people doubt their doubts and believe their beliefs. What does that say?
Impossible.
You've heard this. Put space between the two and now it says what? Impossible. And then low esteem, I already talked about that. You want to replace that with God esteem and fear, a false expectation of appearing real, forgetting everything's all right. What Zig used to say, forget everything and run, or forget everything and run. Well, watch this, my friend. But we got to break through that. So here's what I have to do. You guys move a little bit closer. Okay. And Village, let's see what you like. Hey, you know what? Let's come on. You come on. You're not afraid of anything, right? You're going to put yours straight out. I tilt them down a little bit because I'm going to kick yours. The board.
Hold that
I
boy.
want video of this.
Everybody get your phone out, your video. They might need this for their attorney. No, just joking. I'm joking. Okay, Tom said he had a short for this. Okay. So we're going to break through those same time. We'll come here. By the way, the martial arts way have a secret weapon. Say, what's the secret weapon?
What's the secret weapon?
Stinky feet. If the force doesn't break it, the smell will. Okay. And then break through those, turn here, go through the impossible, come through procrastination, lock it down. Good. Come spin around and go through the fear, okay?
Wow.
All right, let me hear y'all say breakthrough time.
Breakthrough time.
Come on, breakthrough time.
Breakthrough time.
One more time, breakthrough time.
Woo!
Come on.
Breakthrough time.
We're going to break through. So I
Jeez.
close with this. Barriers were not made to stop you. Barriers were made to be broken, my friend. And sometimes the breaking of the barrier allows you to discover strength you didn't know. The giant in front of you is big, but the God who's for you is even bigger. The God who's in you makes the giant in front of you a midget. And so every master was once a master at best mediocre. Therefore, every master or mediocre person can one day be a master. And when a master or mediocre person becomes a master, you have a message that if you market to the masses, you can make millions. God bless you.